Hello guys, what's up? I'm Sush Designer. Today I want to talk about how we can render this 3D model in SketchUp. I'm gonna open the Inkscape rendering engine. I modeled this SketchUp 3D model based on the TV wall design at the previous session, and now I set all of the materials. I can walk in my environment with Inkscape. I'm gonna come back to my SketchUp model. I need some type of roof for it, so I'm gonna draw this roof like this, and I'm gonna extrude it a little bit, about 10 centimeter, and fit this to the other part of the walls. So if you remember the previous session, we work on some type of model. We called it this TV. So as you can see in here, I set all of the materials and textures based on this picture. So I came back to my Inkscape environment from this place. So I'm gonna close this extra window. I come to the walk mode. Now I want to adjust my textures and materials. I'm gonna minimize my screen, so I come to the Inkscape material editor. Now in the Inkscape material editor we have some type of colors in here, and I don't know which color, depends on the which screen type. So I'm gonna open the paint bucket. I come to the model. I want to choose sample paint, and I want to start with my wall. So I click on it. That's a color A01. I come to the material editor. I need a little bit reflection on my walls to make my screen much brighter, so I decrease it to the 37, and I press enter. Actually now we have better results. Another color we have is about the TV screen. I'm gonna select it. I came back to my material editor, so I want full reflection, so I'm gonna decrease it as I can. If I type 0, it's like the mirror, so I don't need it. I think something about 16 is a good number, or maybe a little bit too high for it. So I think 26 is good. Now we have much better result in the screen. The Metallica is about 1%, and specular I want to increase it to about 76 to have some brighter screen on my reflections and shadows. So we have TV frame in here. I'm gonna select the TV frame from shiny metal. So actually Metallica is about 100%. I'm gonna decrease the image fade to reduce the texture of it. So I'm gonna type, for example, 25%. The main color is about smoky white, and the tint color is about smoky white too. So I want to reduce your roughness about 10%. So now it's really good. Another texture we have is these panel woods. I'm gonna come to the sample paint, check it. I came back to my material editor, so I'm gonna decrease the roughness something about 34, like this, and maybe change the color a little bit like the chocolate. So I'm gonna set sienna, but it's a little bit too red for my screen. I need something a little bit lighter. Maybe this one is not bad. Maybe Peru. No, it's not good. I think something about barley wood is good. I'm gonna decrease roughness about 20. So another texture we have in our screen is this MDF panel. So I'm gonna check it, come to the material editor. I'm gonna reduce the roughness something about 32, and I need some tint color about Gainsborough like this, and the roughness is about 26, and increase the specular about 61. So now we have this type of console in here. I'm gonna check the sample paint. I'm gonna minimize this screen. So I'm gonna click on it, material editor. Now I want to decrease the roughness about 22, Actually I have some type of reflection and brighter result on my TV wall like this, and if I decrease it from 22 to 10, actually I have some type of high glass material in here, so I want this, and Metallica is about 2%. I don't want any specular on my TV desk, so I reduce it to the 44. Now I think everything is good. We just only have some type of carpet in this place, so I want to click on the carpet. As you can see, if you want real carpet texture, you can change your type from the generic to the carpet. As you can see, we have some type of grass type heights in here. I want to reduce height to the 1% and height variation to the 1%. So now I have this type of result in here. Or you can click on the carpet and turn it back to the generic system. Actually, as you can see, we have some type of carpet texture, and it's not very realistic in our rendering. So if you don't want to change this carpet to the carpet type in Inkscape, you can reduce the image fade to the 34, something like that, and come to your texture. You can rotate your texture about 45 degree like this and reduce the width or heights. I want to increase it about 0.5 and 0.5 for each of it. So as you can see, we have this type of thing in here, but it's not really good, so I'm gonna check it on the 0, and I came back. If I click on the inverted, I can change my color, but I don't need it. So the color is white, and the tint color, for example, something like this. Or maybe it's not good, I wanna check it back to the Bisco color, and another Bisco color for it in here. Now we have better result. I'm going to decrease the roughness about 44, and I don't want any Metallica, and I want to increase the specular about 58. So now this is our result in here. Only we have this type of window frame. So I'm gonna click on the window frame from the SketchUp environment. At first I'm gonna click on this window frame 0049 beige, so I come to the material editor. Now I want to change my type of material, so actually Metallica is about 50% and roughness about 20%, because it's some type of metal frame, and the color of it something about white smoke like this, and specular is about 44. I think everything is done. Now let's get for the rendering. So I'm gonna save my model like this. So I come to the asset library in here. In this picture we have some type of grasses or trees backward the window. So I'm gonna add some type of trees or grasses and make some field environment in here. I wait for my Inkscape asset library to loading. Actually it's a little bit takes some type of time. So now I have my Inkscape asset library in here. So I want to select some type of accessories for my interior design. For example, I come down and I want to check some type of decoration things. So I'm looking for them. For example, this type of vase is not bad. I'm gonna select it and, for example, move it in this place. So as you can see, we can check it in our live model Inkscape. So another thing I want is, for example, some type of books. So I'm gonna click on this books, or maybe these type of books in here, and as you can see we have them in our 3D model and rendering like this. So it needs a little bit rotation in my screen, so I'm gonna click on it and I'm gonna rotate it every type of number I want. I check it, I select this point and I send it to here. Now we have much better result in there, like this. Another object I want to add on my screen is some type of books like that, but on this place, like this. As you can see in our rendering, we added in there, so you can see the books cover like what. So I can click on that and I can rotate it and check it from this line to this line. So a little bit in this line and a little bit like this. So I think everything is done. Now go for the outside. For the outside, I can come to my Enscape asset library and check some type of trees like this for this place, like that, as you can see, but it's not very good in rendering. So I come to the SketchUp 3D modeling and I'm gonna reduce the height of it like this and a little bit like that. Right. Okay. So another thing we want is some type of other tree. So I'm gonna search for it in this place. For example, this type of arbol. I think it's not bad. Like this. I'm gonna click on it and move it down and make it a little bit closer to my camera, like this, and something like that. I think it's not very bad and it can be help us easily, something like this. So now I come to my Enscape 3D modeling rendering. So I click on the save frame. I want some type of square rendering, so I come to the visual setting, output. I want to change it to the custom. I change this resolution to this type of number like this, and now I want to set my camera. I press F. I want to create some type of new view in Enscape sequence. So I think this type of number is not bad. I can adjust them. I want to change the name of it to the render TV1. I want to favorite it. The X position is about 2.3, Y is about 1.5, and Z is about 0. But actually we come to the wall face, so you can increase it to the 1, or you can decrease it to some other number like this. Alright, the pitch is about 0 and the Y is about 56, or some other number to make our camera at the left side about 54 or 55. Like this. So I don't want to save Enscape some position. I want to press create. So now I have my render TV1. So I come to the visual setting. For the field of view, I can zoom a little bit on my screen like that. For example, something like this is not bad. I want to add it 78 on the horizontal line, and the exposure is good. I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to decrease it from 50 to the 46, and the outline is about 6%. I come to the image setting. I want some type of auto contrast on my screen. So we have the saturation and color temperature. I think it's good for our system. So I want lens flare. So if I increase the lens flare, actually I can see the effects on the TV screen, but I want to reduce it to the 20 like this. Our TV screens have some type of high reflection, so I'm gonna click on it. I come to this place and SketchUp material library, sample check, and TV screen. So I want to increase the roughness from 26 to the 40 or 60. Okay, now we have some better result and much realistic than the past. So I don't want any type of bloom, so I type 0. The vignette, if I increase the vignette, actually you can see these offset lines on the picture get darker. I don't want it, so I set it on the 10%, or I can increase it to the 30% like this. And chromatic abbreviation. So what is the chromatic abbreviation? Look at these edges on the rendering point. If I increase the chromatic abbreviation, actually we have some type of other colorized lines in here, and in the real world we have this too, like this, in these edges on the wall. So I'm gonna decrease it to the 20, and you can see the result in here. About atmosphere, we don't have any fog on our screen, and the inset is about 0 of the wind, so sky is good. I think I can set it on the white background or white cubes like this. And in the sky option, this type of source work like the GI environment lighting V-Ray for SketchUp. So I think everything is good and done like that. And I want to reduce the shadow sharpness to the 44. So I think everything is done. I want to increase rendering quality from high to ultra, so I sweep it like this, and I come to my rendering. Just one thing we have in here is the type of the camera. I want to change it to the 2-point. Now I want to press Shift plus F11, and I want to type the name of it, render TV wall 1. So the type of it is the PNG. I can set it on the JPG, so I set it on the JPG and I press save. So this is the result.